Yes,
Yes,
you
yes,
can
I
say.
can.
All right, good. So, welcome once again for um, our current community members and the people that are just joining us. Thank you for coming to today's AMA. So, I'll be taking you guys through some details about getting started with XR, careers, and opportunities that are available to us. So, for our community members, XR is no longer a strange word to us. We all know XR is an umbrella of all the immersive technologies. But for the people that are just joining, I'll I'll be breaking this down in the course of the presentation. But XR simply means extended reality. So today I'll be walking us through definition for XR, industrial overview, career paths, the skills needed, communities, and opportunities. So XR, like I said, is the umbrella term for anything immersive technology. And some of the immersive technologies we have under XR are augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. We have 360 VR, we have WebXR, and so much more. But the focus will be on these three because those are the most common one that we all know and like hear every day. So augmented reality, which is short for AR, is a technology that superimpose digital assets into your environment. It's more or less like if you can see your favorite TV presenter or your favorite cartoon in front of you or in your room without having to like let's say start a TV show or um play a movie. So seeing something that is not real in your environment as if it is actually real. So that's just what augmented reality is all about. Why virtual reality is like move taking yourself out of the your current reality, which is the real world, into another world. So this other world could then be just an imaginary world that is not in our current reality, I mean in real world, or a digital replica of what some part of the real world. So just like a simulation of a part of your current reality. Then when we talk about mixed reality, just as the name implies, it's a mix or a blend of both AR and VR. So you have like a two in one in mixed reality. So moving forward, the industry overview. Basically, when you hear about XR, like the first thing that comes to your head or the first thing that comes to mind is these are for gamers. Is only for gaming, especially when people start talking about Oculus headset. A lot of people are of the opinion that it's only meant for people that games and there are no other use cases for it. But XR go far beyond gaming, even though most of experiences could be gamified, but there are other use cases that we use extended reality for. So XR is no longer limited to the gaming field, and now we use it in different sectors, um, spanning across education, health sector, um, and more. Any sector that you can think of now uses extended reality in one way or the other. So, what are the career paths available for XR? Like I said, XR is just an umbrella term. So, for example, this XR developer could mean AR developer, it could mean a VR developer, it could mean an MR developer, and each of these subdivision of XR have their own like skill sets that are required. So, for example, as an XR developer, the focus will be on writing codes, building out the immersive experiences that people interact with. So, for somebody that is focusing on, let's say, augmented reality, the kind of tools, the kind of skills you require might be a little bit different from somebody that is focusing on virtual reality. However, there are some intersection in between the two. So for anyone that is focusing on create being a developer, we have like two main platform or two main tools that we use in creating XR experiences. And the first one is Unity 3D, while the second one is Unreal Engine. So now it depends on which one you are going for. If you are targeting Unity as your engine for development, then you will be tilting towards learning about C Sharp. That's the programming language you use in creating or developing experiences for Unity. However, if you're tilting towards the Unreal Engine path, you'll be learning about C++. Hence, like the languages we use are different, but any languages still do the same thing, just the way you implement it is a little bit different. So that's for XR developer. So they are focusing on the coding part of the experience. When it comes to content creator, so content creators are just people that create content or assets for these experiences. So take for example, you view or you visualize an experience and you found it very interactive, very immersive. You like the lighting, you like the environment, how it is being displayed and everything. You like all the story, the makeup and everything. So all these things gathered together are being created by some content XR content creators. So these contents can be of different forms. We have it could be images, it could be audio, it could be 3D models, it could be animations, and so on and so forth. So for content creators, like just like I explained, it's of different types. So if you are focusing on creating like 3D assets, 3D models uh for these experiences, you'll be still going through the part of utilizing maybe Blender or Maya to create your models, optimize it, and prepare it for any of these experience, whether it is AR, whether it is VR, or whether it's even MR. And if you are working around animation, I'm sure Blender can also do the work of animation. So, and talking about the 2D part, maybe text, audio, there are a lot of platforms you can use to create audio, as simple as even recording yourself with your mobile phone, just to make sure everything is compelling. So when it comes to designers, I'm sure we are all familiar with UI UX people already. So they still come in play in XR also. But this time around, they are not just creating 2D UIs for us. For example, one of MRT mixed reality, there is something we know as MRTK, and why a lot of people like MRTK, especially me, is because of its graphics. If you see MRTK solution anywhere, you you will love it instantly because it has a lot of compelling graphics that you can easily reuse in your work. So for anybody working on designing, thinking about the user experience, you can go through the route of creating like compelling uh, UIs for your environment. However, like I said, it goes beyond just this UI. For XR designer, we also have people that works on level design. So this level design is just about, I'll use gaming for example. Let's say Call of Duty now. The people that design that all those levels that you play with, the arrangement of okay, this thing's supposed to be here, this one's supposed to be here, and you're looking at it and it feels so real for you. So all those people can be categorized under the XL designer. Then we have the ethical consultants. Okay, I think I'm talking too much. Hello, are you guys still with me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And you're
Okay.
not talking too much. In fact, I'm taking notes. I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
everybody, please start to note down your questions. So that immediately she's done with her slides, we can ask questions. Thank you, Faida. You can continue.
Okay, okay. So for the ethical consultant, these people are okay. We all know like lately there has been a lot of talks around ethics, especially when we talk about AI. Is it ethically good? All this stuff around ethics, privacy, and all. So it's not just limited to like AI. So we have people in XR2 that works around all these ethics. So implementing any Excel solution, they need to check, is it ethically right to do this kind of solution? Is there, just to do check and balance for each of the solution that you are trying to like come up with. Then we have the Excel trainer. I think these people are common, like you see them everywhere, LinkedIn, YouTube, everywhere. In fact, in our community, we have Excel trainers. We just had like a session today on Unity. So these people are more like educator. They train you on what you need to do, how you need to build stuff around Excel, equip you with the necessary skills you need to be on your own, to start creating your own experiences. And then we have the sales people. These people don't build, they don't design, but they make available to you anything Excel related that you need to buy. And also they help you like do marketing for your solutions. And then we have the business strategist. So what business strategists do is to like think around the trends in the XR market. Okay, what's going on? How can we leverage on this? How can we, how can my company tap into this trend? How can we be better? Just making sure that your business is still what's that word to use? It's still at the forefront of XR. You are not being left behind. You know what is trending. Like right now, Apple just introduced their Vision Pro, and now you are thinking about, okay, in my company, how can I build stuff around Vision OS? What are the skills we need? What are the challenges we might face? How can we leverage on? You make research, strategic planning, then start managing all those projects. So basically, the career paths are not limited to this. I mean, as we progress, we might come up with other career paths, or in fact, I might have missed out some, but these are the few I'll be talking about today. So, educations and skills development. I know a lot of people, in fact, when I was starting out in XR, there is no like one direct course that I took that made me understand that okay, this is XR. But you know, most of the time I use YouTube. So just anything I need, okay, I have this idea. How can I work on it? Go to Google, check out, put out the idea. You see some YouTube tutorial or blogs, read about it like that. But now there are a lot of resources outside there that makes it easier for you to learn. There are courses, there are universities, non-Nigerian universities. Let me just put that out because I don't think there is any Nigerian university doing anything XR related right now. So there are universities abroad that you can take, even do online for XR related courses, and you have your certificates. There are online platforms, Udacity, Coursera. A lot of them even have like financial aids that you can leverage on. Then XR training centers and workshops. Our community currently we have workshops around uh, building for XR, like um, like I said earlier, we are on Unity. We add something on Blender before. That's for creating 3D assets you'll be needing. So, and also personal project and portfolio. So after learning, there is difference between just learning and you think you are good to go. Like in fact, you might take on a course now, and the instructor might seem to um clear that you think that you understand it, but when you pick up a project, you might not even like be able to move forward. So that's why it's always good, like no matter what you're learning, you still take up projects or personal projects, build up your portfolio. If you are stuck, you go back to your reference courses, do more research, and also leverage on their communities. So it's always good to have communities around. Even there are some people that prefers to learn on their own. I'm one of those people. But then it's still good to have like communities as your backup. So sometimes you might be going through a particular route, and then somebody has already even gone farther than you, or maybe somebody saw something somewhere and they just drop it inside the community group or like that. It might also help you. You might not be contributing, but then you are learning as people are dropping ideas, telling you about the trend. You get to learn more, learn faster, and like even upskill better. And also you get people to like talk to, especially now. XR is not like every other career path that is oversaturated. There are limited, or let me say, small people that are doing this or know more about this XR right now. But if you are in a community, you get to like be more exposed to what is happening. What are the things that you can leverage on? What are the things that maybe you are even using things that are now archaic, and there are better ways to do it now. So it's always good to be like in the community to get more experience and exposure. Yeah. So, okay, lastly, what I'll be talking about is opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities in XR. Like I said, it's not yet saturated. So you still have like a lot of things you can do, a lot of ways you can put yourself out. So taking for example, aside the fact that you can look inward, like what industry are you currently working at? What problems do you think people are facing, and how can you like use XR to solve it? So you can also think around what are the new technologies out there and how do they relate. Thinking around AI. AI is like the hot cake now aside XR. Everybody's talking about generative AI, generative AI. So how can you combine XR and AI to build something amazing? It's good, like people know AI already, but now if you're combining the power of XR with AI, how can you like be ahead of other people? Now thinking about other technologies too, like 5G, neural science, all these stuff, putting it together to build something spectacular, something something brilliant, because a lot no, nobody or a lot of people are not um util or building stuff are much around XR. You see, sometimes people post about XR, but then it's more of just theory. Like a lot of people discuss XR, but then coming to the implementation part, what are they actually doing? What are they building? So you see that you have a lot of opportunities to like leverage on, okay, people are saying this, but what if I actually show them what is possible instead of just saying, what if you can show, you know, you have like more more impact, you have more impact on people, and then you get to like put yourself out there. I think basically this is what I have in the slide, but I think I missed out some challenges you might have. But I know a lot of people will be having that question, so I'll just say it. Then, in case you have questions around it, I'll just explain better. So, some of the challenges that comes with learning about XR or building for XR is hardware. So, like I said, XR is broad. You have AR, you have VR. So sometimes if you are building, let's say you are an AR developer, you want to be an AR developer, you've learned some things, you had the opportunity to like try it out. Now it's left for you to test. How can you test? You have like a mobile phone that does not even support AR, and now you start looking for people that have AR enabled or AR supported mobile phones, or you are interested in learning and then you are stuck because you have a laptop that is not even capable of running anything XR. You are thinking going through the Unreal Engine part because you feel like Blueprint is easier. You won't code, or you don't want to go through some, a lot of people tend towards Unreal because of Blueprint, but then there are um laptops that are not that cannot even run Unreal. I mean, you have to have like some high-end laptops for you to be able to run Unreal. Well, basically, those are just some of the challenges. If you have questions, I'll like explain better. So I'll stop here so we can start the Q&A. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Faida. That was a very interesting one. So, I mean, for me, yeah, something that really stood out for me or that really resonated with me was when you were talking about the ethical, where you said they're ethical consultants in XR.
Yeah.
And it's funny how I wanted to ask a question with regards to that. So, about a year
Okay.
ago, when I started my new job as the project manager, my during the interview process with my CEO, he was asking that, oh, what do I think about XR and AI and all of that stuff, and do I think that it's doing more good than bad, like in my interview
Mm-hmm.
question. So it's very interesting that you actually brought it up. And can you just like shed more light on that actually? So from a personal point of view, how do you think that we can balance XR with all the stuff that happening, the negative stuff and the positive stuff, how to use it for more good than bad?
Okay. Well, no matter what we do, I mean, people create stuff with the intention of being used in a positive way or in a good manner. But then we have people that will always like exploit it badly. We are humans. We always try to do stuffs that are not ethical. But now it's on the um ethical consultant to like try to, or maybe even the developers, try to understand what ethics means and what are the things, understand the societal and ethical implications of each of the technologies that you are using. Once you are able to like understand that, then it will like guide you in actually developing towards that. Then we have like all these ethics people are in different organization, and even if you are a solo developer, you can always have like this at the back of your mind when you are building like ChatGPT. Now when they build ChatGPT, I don't think there is any part that says they are trying to build it for people to use in a bad way. But then we still have a lot of people that are exploiting some of the vulnerabilities of this ChatGPT. So basically, that's just it. Just understand what societal and ethical implications of the technologies and build towards it.
Thank you very much. That actually answered my question. If and does anybody have any question, you can either drop it in the chat box if you don't want to unmute and speak, or you can just raise your hand and would allow you to speak. Any questions? So while you're coming up with your questions, I have other questions for you, Faida. See, I told you that I came prepared. Um,
Okay.
so I mean, where do you imagine XR in? I mean, by 2028, that's in like 5 years. Where exactly do you see XR in Africa, in Nigeria? Do you think we're growing at a slow pace, or do you think that people are really into the idea and they are really adopting it fast?
For Africa, Nigeria, or generally as Excel.
You can, I mean, you can talk about generally, you can talk about in Africa slash Nigeria, but I
Okay.
think I'm more
Uh,
interested in Nigeria.
exactly. So, for Nigeria, I'll say we are far behind. I mean, a lot of people are creating crazy stuffs outside there, but for Nigeria, we are still normal. We are late adopters. So, I'll say that. But then, for the past, I mean, last 2 years, I've seen um growth in the XR field because as like in 2020 I can count a number of people that are into XR. Like I can actually say these are the people I know that are doing anything XR. But now you can imagine there are a lot of communities out there um that are pushing for XR, and I right now I can't even say these are the people I know that is doing XR. There are so many people, people I know, people I don't even know, people that will refer me, okay, this person is also in XR. Like going into each of this community and seeing a lot of people that have interests that are actually on that group and very active. So I believe that in the next 5 years, or if you are going with this pace, it will be will no longer be like just like XR consumers or technology consumers. I believe will also start like pushing things out there because I know a lot of people are now doing like great things in XR. Like we have Swift XR platform that is like one of the best platform, XR platform right now, and it is created by one of us, like a Nigerian. So and it's being used across the world. So I believe in 5 years' time we'll have more of that and more. It will also create like more opportunities for people and also put like Nigeria forward in XR.
This is great. Thank you. And this leads to my next question about communities. So, how has communities helped you in your XR journey?
Okay. Uh, well, it has helped me a whole lot, because when I started XR, okay, I don't even know what XR means. I mean, what's XR? When you have like a web developer, you have UI UX, you have, a lot of them. But then I came across Imise 3D specifically because that was how I started my career. I came across Judith and she introduced me to some few people, which from there they connected me. I joined some communities, and that was actually how I've been learning, I would say. Aside the fact that I learned online, there are a lot of ideas that comes within the community. people drop things. Okay, check this out, check this innovation, see what people are building with XR, see these AR use cases, and then I start to think around. Okay, if somebody can do this, then I think I can do something better. I can do something cool. But if I'm to be like learn on my own and start thinking. I mean, it will take me a long time to even discover that people are doing this or people are doing that. I'll just be like one facing one direction. But community has exposed me to a lot of things, connects me with a lot of people. Most of the friends I have, like in Exile now, are from the communities I'm in. It's not like I start like reaching out to them one by one. So community has helped me career wise, meeting more people. In fact, what will I say? Public speaking. That I know that's like outside what you're expecting, but then I've from this community I've learned to speak more, engage with people, and try to express myself more. I've gotten opportunities to facilitate things, like in fact, like let me say, leading a team just from community, which has or is still helping me in my work or any place I am. So I can't overemphasize what the power of community is actually. It's good to be in a community.
Thank you very much, Faida. So I have two question. Abdusalam, and okay, one other person raised his hand, but we'll take Abdusalam's question first. He says that what are the difference between an XR developer and an XR content creator? And shouldn't an
Okay.
XR developer have the skill that an XR content creator have?
Uh,
Yes.
okay. No problem. Okay, so a developer is somebody that codes. I think it's general. You code, and then a content creator is just for example, the normal content creator we know, people that create content and post online. But it's not like a crime to be a multi-talented person. I mean, it's required of any developer to also know, especially because right now I don't think there is any company that will say I want to invest in a special content creator for XR, or is a developer separately, or a designer. So if you can do all, I mean, it's an advantage for you. You can model, you can optimize, you can texture, you can build. It's a good it's good skill. But then you can't kill yourself if you can focus on coding and get somebody to do the content for you. It's still not bad. I'm just putting out there that there are content creators for XR, there are designers for XR, and then there are developer. So the developers write codes, and that doesn't mean that they can't do level design by themselves, or they cannot write their scripts, or they cannot think around storytelling that will match your experience. So then the content creator just makes life easier for you to just focus on coding while they do the content for you.
All right. Thank you.
Does that
Thank
answer
you
the question?
so much. Yes, yeah, I think it does. Abdul Salam, please let us know in the chat box if she answered your question. Noble, you were raising your hand. You can go ahead and ask your question.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
So, you, sure, I think you already answered a question, but I'll still ask by you said something about if it's possible for XR designers to,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to focus on design and how they can focus on design, and then you just said that no one will. It would be nice for a company to want to invest in someone that knows more. Take for example, someone that is an XR designer and an XR developer. So my question now is, uh, as a designer, I was exposed to XR when we when I was involved in a task last year, which prompted me to go through the this marketing tool, this mixed reality toolkit, like you
Okay.
mentioned.
MRCK.
Yeah, and it was interesting with the way with the guidelines and the explanations it had about it, which made me very very interested. So I was wondering then if it's okay. I mean, if it's just design, I felt it would be cooler if designers could also understand the development process for XR, and it would be nice if it would be necessary for them to understand the how the development process goes. I don't know if you're getting me. So that's the question. The question is, what do designers really need to do to understand the XR process? And if we are to focus on only design, if I want to focus on only design to design for XR, what are the things what do I need to focus on? What do I need to learn to make myself strong so um, I can easily be picked as a designer designing for XR in any company looking for XR designers?
Okay. Uh, if I understand well, I'll try and explain what I understand by question. Okay,
Sorry,
so
this
first thing,
confusion.
no problem. I'll try. Um, First, I think it's not even limited to designers because even developers still have to like go through this. So if you are designing for or developing for XR, it's always good to like try out different kind of experiences that are available already. So you get to know how people do things and how you can be better at it. So take for example, you are trying to create a VR experience and you've never even tried out VR before. You don't even know what kind of locomotion is available for VR. You don't know maybe it's going to be a seated experience or like some kind of standing experience. You don't know, all those kind of things. You need to like get yourself familiar with it first, then before deciding on, okay, this is the kind of design pattern I'm going to be using for this experience. So the first thing is just to like test out different kind of experience first before you start designing or before you start building. So and about designers knowing the workflow of the developers, you can't know it all, that's one thing, but the basic things that you should know depending on the kind of experience you're doing. Let's say you are designing for a social AR. So you need to first of all know, okay, how will this experience be presented to the user? Like you need to start thinking about accessibility. So if you are designing an AR, that a social AR maybe, that have like maybe an avatar in front of you, and you have like maybe a 2D screen beside the avatar that converts maybe anything the avatar says into text that will be displayed on that screen. So you need to know the way it's like, just imagine it, how it's going to be, and then you can now think around, okay, if I put it here, will it be accessible? Will it make sense? And then you can also leverage on some uh no code tools. Like you don't have to learn C sharp, you don't have to learn C plus plus before you start knowing the workflow. There are a lot of no code tools that you can even test out, especially AR now. For example, I made mention of Swift XR the last time. Swift XR allows you to like create VR and AR experiences without writing any code. So you can leverage on platform like that to you can leverage on platform like that to like test out, okay, uh this is, you don't have to code, right? So you can do a lot of prototype, which also give you like put you in the shoes of the developers, right? So it will guide you when you are creating any design for XR. Does that answer it?
I think that's that's enough for me. Thank you very much. I'll
All right.
go through that and open that prototype paper. Thank you. Sorry, can you? I don't know if you can type the name for me so I
If
can
I
go and
can
take a
what?
copy. Type the name 6XR. I don't know how it's spelled.
Oh, okay, okay, I'll type. There are other ones. There are model viewer. Like, I'll just.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aida. You can just drop that in the chat box. Thank you. I think I have one last. I think this will be our last question for the night. From Suleiman. He says, "Do I have to work for a company as an XR developer, or can I work as a freelancer?"
You can work as a freelancer. I mean, it's not limited, it's not restricted. Like, for example, Upwork, I use Upwork a lot, and especially when I'm trying to like get ideas for project, maybe personal projects. Yeah, I think I should just say that. So sometimes you might be stuck on, okay, you don't even know the kind of things you want to build. But anytime I'm in that kind of loop, I go to Upwork because I'm familiar with Upwork more. So to get to see the kind of project that people want to do, then I use that project to get like some kind of inspiration for my own personal project. If I cannot offer to build it, I can like try something out on my own. It might not be as perfect as what the person is requesting, but at least I try it out on my own and I get to like add it to my own portfolio that okay, this is something I've done. So you don't have to like wait till a company hires you. You can always freelance if you have to. Like a lot of people freelance, especially in Nigeria.
Thank you, Suleiman. I hope that answers your question. I mean, I know I said that was the last question, but I think I have one last question. So, before you joined XR, are there things that you didn't know or you thought you knew, and then when you joined, it came as a big shocker to you, more like an industry shock? Do you have anything like that, or an unpopular opinion about XR that you like to share with us?
Unpopular opinion. Is it
Yes.
unpopular?
I
I
mean, it might
don't
be
know.
popular
Like you
to
have to
you.
code. Okay, I think that's okay. Let me just say this: that you have to code before you can be an XR person. I think, yeah, and I think it's not even it's something everybody knows because, in fact, in tech, a lot of people believe that before you, if you are in tech, you are a developer, you write codes, you know a lot of programming language, but then it's not true for everyone. So you can be an XR person and you don't even know anything about C sharp, you don't know anything about C++. plus plus. A lot of people create social experiences that doesn't involve writing any code. Think about creating filters for all the social platform. You don't have to like write any line of code. Just like do go to the platform, create your design, understand some logic. I think logic is important for any sector. If you understand logic, it helps you a lot in transferring your ideas into something into experiences that people will appreciate. So yeah, basically that's it. And you don't have to like go into Unity or go into like Unreal Engine before you start creating solutions. So if you don't have like a laptop that supports all this, especially Unreal that requires like high end um what was that? Like that requires a lot from you. You can leverage on all this uh, web platform to create your solutions. You can leverage your no codes. You can even start with social ARs, and you are good to go.
All right, thank you. So I think Fela, your hand is up. Um, let's give Fela the
Yes,
floor.
so thank you. The time move on. Hi, Farida. Thank you for the session
Hi.
so far. So, first of all, I thought you broke down some rules in Excel. We're talking about having a business
Well, you're not so
strategist.
clear.
I'm not so clear. Can you hear me properly now?
Yes.
Yes, you're talking about Excel business strategist and the rest. I just want to confirm from your experience so far, how has the role of management in the Excel industry evolved or affected your process of maybe building products so far?
Can you come again on the question?
Yeah, I want to know from your experience so far, how has
Okay.
product management impacted how you build products and Excel products?
Mm, well, in fact, before, how will I put it? Well, it has helped me a lot. Let me just put it that way. It has helped me a lot because I went from unstructured way of creating solutions into a more structured and organized way. Because before I would just do my thing my way. I mean, I don't have to like okay say I have to do this before this or I have to follow some kind of structured way of building. But having like a product or a project manager around help me to like do proper planning, time management, uh, understand how to like work with other team. This one also comes with agile development. Um, a lot. I mean, it just makes my work or the way I build experiences more easier. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so
Okay,
much,
thank you.
Saida. Fela, did that answer your question, please?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I think we have come to the end of this engaging session. It was really nice. I had a lot of questions that were answered, and I believe that most people here did. So, thank you for taking time out to be here. Thank you for coming to learn, and thank you especially to Faida for facilitating this. Thank you so much. So, we have a series of other sessions and webinars coming up, and we'll communicate them all in due time. Um, at this point, I say good night and we'll see soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.